You know, as somebody who was a pastor for a long time and I still work in the church, the number one problem of the church is they spiritualize everything and they don't want to soberly look at reality. I spend a lot of time browbeating people to say, like, let's drop the Christianese, drop the trite truisms, and let's actually describe what is really going on together. I think Nietzsche has Christianity pegged on this one. He hated what he called world-fleeing Christianity, putting all your hopes in the heaven. Once you platonically escape this body, everything will be fine. And he felt like if people soberly looked at reality, they would understand it better. I think the more we do that, the more we kind of develop a love for contact with the real, even when it's hard. And then we can actually appreciate the really hard parts of reality. Reality gives back as good as it takes. And that if you don't appreciate when reality is giving back to you, that reality is meant to sober and temper your knowing. Just think about it. What do we do with reality, the problem of evil, and all of these Western white problems that we think of? It jades us. Rather than the same thing when you go into the third world culture or the majority world culture where those people are actually suffering the things that we're all worried about over here in our luxurious lives, those exact same sufferings and events hone them, right? They actually sharpen their understanding of the world so that they have a very particular understanding of God's mercy. I teach in rural Western Kenya. Those people that I work with there, they have, I wish I had their understanding of God's mercy, but it's honed and tempered by what we would consider almost a cruel life from the reality perspective, how reality kind of beats them up day in and day out, and the kinds of infections and illnesses that they deal with. But that's not how they take it. They don't world flee, they don't go into another reality, they say this reality teaches us something about God and His goodness. They almost flip the whole thing on its head. So I'm accused, you can see, of being dour and cynical, and I don't think it's actually dour or cynical at all. As I read Scripture, especially the Gospels and the prophets, this is what the prophets are spending a lot of time doing, is saying, you need to sober up, and you need to look at reality and understand it correctly. It's Hosea again. The gifts that God has given you, you have mistaken for gifts from Baal, right? You don't understand reality.